What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to more Twin Wrestle Pod, and we're going to be reviewing the draft overall now. So, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And let's get into this video, shall we? Now, the draft has concluded as of last night's Monday Night Raw, and the supplemental rounds after Monday Night Raw went off the air on social media. And we're going to just go down the draft picks. So, we're going to start with Monday Night Raw. Representing Monday Night Raw, we have the World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest, the Women's World Champion Becky Lynch, Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, the Raw World, well, not even Raw now, the World Tag Team Champions Awesome Truth, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, Kiana James, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Albert Fire, Isla Dawn, Ivar, Imperium, which consists of Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, Damage Control, CM Punk, Braun Strowman, the LWO, Drew McIntyre, the Judgment Day, Ilya Dragunov, New Day, Lyra Valkyria, the Final Testament, Vic, Bronson Reed, Natalia, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance, Odyssey Jones, Dijak, the Creed Brothers and Ivy Now, and New Catch Republic are all draft picks of Monday Night. I think Monday Night Raw did great coming out of the draft. They definitely bolstered the women's division for sure. One head scratching move is the Odyssey Jones pick for me, just because they drafted him last year to Monday Night Raw, and he didn't appear on one show at all last year, and yet they did the same thing by drafting him to Monday Night Raw with yet to be determined. I feel like he should have been drafted back to NXT, because I feel like he had a little bit of unfinished business in NXT. He got hurt at NXT, then after he got hurt, once he came back, he had like a match or two, then he was drafted last year. So I felt like he could have done better being drafted, sent back down to NXT. I just don't think he's going to get no TV time on Monday Night Raw, especially with all the moving parts we just got. Damian Priest has a list of challengers for that world title. A list. From Jey Uso, he's going to take on Saturday at Backlash in France. Seth Rollins, who will eventually get a championship rematch once he gets back. Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, CM Punk, Braun Strowman, and eventually further down the line in the future, Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker, those guys to name a few. But I think I hit the nail on the head when we did our predictions pretty much for Monday Night Raw. Outside, I thought Braun Strowman would go to SmackDown, but he stayed on Raw, and I guess I can see where they're coming from. But I still sustain the notion that he's going to be a babyface when he comes back. But once he gets in the rhythm of things, he's going to turn to a heel. Just because it's way more bigger baby faces than him on a roster. Unless you put him back in the tag team and Ricochet and they go after the tag titles. So that's to be determined. What movies did you like?
For Raw?
Yeah.
Ilya Dragunov, I liked him going to Monday Night Raw. Because wherever Gunther goes, he needs to go. Damage Control, just to buffer up the women's division. I mean, you got 4 singles matches right there waiting for Becky Lynch. Dijak, because he'll probably be able to showcase his ability more in the mid card with Triple H running things.
Okay.
Karrion Kross, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't see him in the world title mix, so that kind of confuses me. But I can see him being a foil for Sami Zayn at some point. Lyra Valkyria. I mean, I think we kind of predicted that. Another female to bolster the women's division. And I think that's it. That I liked really. Obviously, New Catch Republic, but other than that, everything else was pretty spot on. I feel like. Pretty predictable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm curious to see what they do with Braun Breaker. Because you got him and Braun Strowman. They probably in the same kind of a role in a sense, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Raw obviously won the draft, so.
I guess. I mean, that's debatable, but I understand why people say that. It's a 3 hour show, so they needed the bodies to fill on a draft board. So I guess I can see why people say that. Obviously we got the NXT UK talent on Monday Night Raw, which is a great thing. Dragging off New Catch Republic, Imperium. So I'm excited to see these guys mix it up on Monday Night Raw, and the rosters become final next week after Backlash. So yeah, Monday Night Raw should hopefully be a better show than what it has been for somewhat like 75% or like 35% of last year. I expect it to be very good. And with the LWO coming over, obviously we're gonna get to play with LWO and Judgment Day. Now Rey Mysterio has a full group backing him to go up against Dom and his group. So we're gonna get that storyline. But first we'll probably get with Carlito versus Rey Mysterio. I like Carlito bridging off and breaking off from the LWO and becoming a heel. That's a good move. He can play a potential part in the mid-card scene as well for the IC title. And if you look at this roster, that mid-card championship is very enticing to a lot of people. It's loaded. Bronson Reed, Sheamus, eventually will get up there. Chad Gable, Carlito, like I think he should be. Karrion Kross. It's loaded, man. That fucking Intercontinental Championship division is loaded. That's going to be one of the most fun things to watch on Monday Night Raw. For sure. The women's division desperately needed the help. It's going to be a lot of banger matches. We definitely get the Becky and Valkyria rematch for sure. We'll see with Kiana James, Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler. We'll see what they do with them. If they keep them as a team or if they break them apart. We'll see with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got for Monday Night Raw. So, and we know Rhea gonna be back eventually. And with Liv Morgan, I'm not as high on Liv Morgan, but she is on her route to becoming the Women's World Champion eventually. It's just about how they get there. But I love the piss for Monday Night Raw. What you think about the SmackDown portion, man? You want me to list them off, or you got it?
You can list them. Paint by number stuff, but you can list them.
All right, I'll list them. All right, man. So SmackDown roll of the draft. Obviously, we got the undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. We got the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley, the U.S. Champ, Logan Paul, and the WWE Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under, with them drafting Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, the entire bloodline. So Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Paul Heyman. You might want to throw Jimmy Uso in there as well, and Roman Reigns. So all of the bloodline will be there. AJ Styles, Andrade, the OC, Gallows and Anderson, and Michin. Baron Corbin, Cedric Alexander, Ashanti the Adonis, Jade Cargill, Kevin Owens, The Pride, Bobby Lashley, Street Profits, and B-Fab. Tiffany Stratton, Legado del Fantasma, Shinsuke Nakamura, Naomi, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Pretty Deadly, Candice LeRae, Andy Hartwell, DIY, Blair Davenport, Apollo Crews, Giovanni Vinci, and Tegan Knox. Go ahead.
The moves that I liked for SmackDown, Andrade. We can see him and Escobar go 1-on-1, and maybe we can get him and AJ Styles at some point again. Carmelo Hayes, obviously. Chelsea Green because I just think she's entertaining. Um, I'm curious to see what they do with Giovanni Vinci. Are we gonna get a? I like DIY going to SmackDown as well. Um, Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax was due for a refresh here. Hopefully they do something with Tegan Knox. I mean, there's room for her to do something on SmackDown. I think she just got lost in the shuffle on Raw because there was nobody credible enough to fight Rhea Ripley. So, as far as women on SmackDown, we have that are competitors.
The women's division is pretty stacked too
15.
for
So
a 2 hour show.
15 women on the SmackDown brand and 19 on the Raw brand. I could see eventually at some point us maybe getting Raquel on SmackDown. Obviously, Rhea Ripley's going back to Raw. We know that. Um, they haven't drafted. I don't know where Nikki Cross has been, but Nikki Cross, I guess, just the body count. Shotzi probably will go back to SmackDown, and probably Sonya Deville at some point. That'll probably boost the numbers back up. Oh, Charlotte Flair. How could I forget? So realistically, I can see SmackDown with 4 more women, which is probably the reason why Raw got the majority share of male superstars and women superstars. But yeah, SmackDown is paint by number stuff. I mean, we'll see what all happens.
Okay.
As far as the mid card, I don't know. I mean, it depends on who's valuable enough. I mean, LA Knight, Escobar. There's not really that many, you know what I'm saying, like high profile guys on this brand. I don't really care for the Baron Corbin pick. I don't know what we're doing here with Baron Corbin, but because if you don't watch NXT, then I mean you just think Baron Corbin just was injured or something. I mean, obviously he wasn't, but what is Baron Corbin on the main roster really going to do at this point? But we'll see. It's a shorter show, I understand that, but as far as star power is lacking very much so, especially with the absence of Roman Reigns. I mean, we knew the show was in peril once Roman Reigns dropped the title anyway, so.
You know what? I hear that a lot coming out of the draft. SmackDown lacking star power, but we obviously gonna get Roman Reigns back on the show. Solo coming to his own. Jacob Fatu, he should be there soon. So that's another star added. You got Kevin Owens. You got Orton.
When you refer to star, like you gotta. I mean, he a body, but as far as the casual people, like you know what I mean, like everybody in the audience ain't hip to who Jacob.
I understand that, but I'm saying
or even Tama Tonga at that point.
They can be built up to that point. I'm not saying like immediate. I'm talking about like in the near future. Just them when his bloodline story will get them over enough to where you can see them as a credible challenger. That's what I'm saying. So eventually those guys will be there. And I don't think it'll take long for Jacob Fatu to take over the casual view just based on his work in the ring. So I'm not worried about Jacob Fatu. Still get LA Knight, star power there. AJ Styles, obviously. Andrade, he can work into becoming that. Carmelo can work into becoming that. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton.
So
Lashley is still there.
Realistically, I'm looking at the SmackDown men's roster right now, in front of me right now, after the draft. Realistically, we have 9 people who can kind of challenge, give Cody Rhodes something to do, you know what I mean, for the time being until we get back to The Rock and Roman Reigns. He's already facing one now, AJ Styles. So they may do another match after. We'll see. Then you still got to take an account for the secondary title, the U.S. title, Logan Paul. I mean, it's all kind of the same group of guys, really. And then the tag teams, they only have, I think, 8 tag teams on SmackDown. As far as there's only so many tag team matches you can do at that point. I don't know. We'll see. The roster, it ain't looking bad, but it ain't looking great either, to be honest.
It'll get there, man.
Yeah, for sure. I know Raw's a longer show, but they ain't gonna use everybody. You could have easily, in my opinion, I think, bolstered up the SmackDown division a little bit more. Let's see.
I think SmackDown will do just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing my opinion out there. That's all, man.
I mean, I get it for sure. I get it. But I overall like all the picks for sure. It just a matter how you use them. That's all it is.
Okay.
And there's an opportunity for Triple H to
part-time roster.
Use these guys effectively. And when it comes to the women's division, I can see whenever Carmella gets healthy, she will be on SmackDown because her husband is over there. So she will be on SmackDown. I don't think Raquel Gonzalez is going to be on SmackDown. I think she'll go to Raw just because you got that story with her and Liv Morgan. Maybe they do something with that. Maybe. I like the Nia Jax edition. I like Chelsea Green and Piper Niven edition for sure. Alexa Bliss will be on SmackDown whenever she gets back. So and I think Nikki Cross will be there too. So it's a lot. It's a lot of women who's like on the sideline who will eventually be moved to the SmackDown brand. So just a wait and see approach and wait until all of them get healthy. You know, I think this draft did wonders from both brands' perspective. Overall, I enjoyed the brand. I enjoyed the draft. Were they the best shows? No, but what draft shows have been the best shows? There haven't been no best draft shows in a very long time. I think people come in with a lot of high expectations for a draft. When you do like predictions or something, you're like, oh, this don't come there. What kind of surprise we gonna get? This, that, like how it's presented. Like I think people look too much into it. They over expect things to happen. I enjoyed the moves from NXT, but I don't think they're done with moving some people from NXT to the main roster. Like I said, there's some guys who've been down there far too long in NXT who I can see coming to the main roster. They just didn't get drafted. They could be there sometime after SummerSlam. You don't know. I still see a Joe Gacy eventually coming up for sure. Happy Dijak, yeah, was able to move up. So guys like that, I can see that. But overall, I enjoyed the draft, man. Any lasting words?
No.
All right, man. If y'all enjoyed the draft, let us know y'all thoughts about it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And we will see you for the next video, which probably will be predictions of Backlash. So, y'all take it easy.